Hey, how's it going YouTube? I'm back in the video, and today I'm going to be talking about why the New Orleans Pelicans would be making a huge mistake if they did trade Lonzo Ball. And if you've been keeping up with any of the trade deadline rumors that have been going around, Lonzo Ball has been a huge piece of a lot of those trade rumors. And he's been rumored to go to so many teams, Atlanta, New York. The Clippers have even shown interest. Like tons and tons of teams have shown interest in Lonzo Ball, and Lonzo Ball also has been out the past 2 games with a hip injury. There have been reports of LeVar Ball saying stuff, what Lonzo Ball wants to have this offseason, and just tons and tons of rumors and stuff like that. And I'm be getting to all that in this video. So if you do like the video at any point, hit the like button and subscribe button, it means the world to me. And if you need help locating those buttons, don't worry, I got you. The like button is the little thumbs up button that's probably gray right now, but it's gonna be blue really soon when you click on it. And then right under that, guess where there's that subscribe button's right under that. So then you can click that too, because you're already down there, might as well click it, help a dude out, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I appreciate y'all in advance. But without further ado, without running on too much, just get right into this video. So the first thing I'm beginning for this video is going to be that they would be passing up on a ginormous opportunity. Now that opportunity would be a small market team like the New Orleans Pelicans having a legit big 3. Now that is pretty much what it is to win a finals. You need to have a big 3. Like that's pretty much what LeBron started. Like having a very good big 3 is the minimum requirement to be a legit finals contender. I mean, we've seen it for years. Kyrie, Kevin Love, LeBron, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, the Brooklyn Nets right now, James Harden, Kyrie, Kevin Durant, LeBron, Anthony Davis, but they have a very good team built around them, or have a very good duo, but that's not something the Pelicans can do. Right now, they're focused on building a big 3, and that is something they can legitimately do with what they have, as they already pretty much have 2/3 of that big 3 built, as they have a almost for sure thing in Zion Williamson to be a future superstar, depending on how his health works out. But this year, he looked very healthy, looked very good, and hasn't really shown any weaknesses of him getting injured or any way. Now that I say that, he'll probably break his leg tomorrow, but as of right now, he has looked injury-free this season, and if he can keep this up, he is going to be a superstar in this league. It is very obvious at this point that he is a very good player. And then also, Brandon Ingram is another all-star level player that can score at will and pretty much is really coming into his own and still can develop. So they already have a very solid big 2. Now, is that big 2 good enough to win a finals? Definitely not right now, and probably will never be without a good team built around them. But now if you add a third player to that, with a little bit of development and a little bit of them getting better as their careers go on, as they're all very young, like Lonzo Ball would be, then boom, now you have a big 3 that could legitimately turn your team into a finals contender if they develop together, build chemistry, and just can live up to the potential that they do have. Because I mean, look at this. Now with Lonzo Ball playing his best basketball of his career and becoming a borderline elite 3-point shooter, if he gets a little bit more aggressive, he could legitimately be an all-star level player, because Lonzo is playing very good right now. Like probably top 10 point guard in the NBA type level where he's at, top 12 at minimum, and I would say that he is borderline on the fringe of becoming that all-star level player the Pelicans need him to be. So with that being said, I think for sure that big 3 could be good enough to win a finals, because I think Zion Williamson is good enough to be a first option on a finals team in a few years, Brandon Ingram is good enough to be a second option on a finals contending team, and Lonzo Ball is good enough to be a third option on a finals contending team. Now, not right now, obviously, but I think in a few years, that statement will be true. So with that being said, I think if they can just keep them together for a few more years, they could have a legit finals contending big 3 on their hands, which is almost impossible to do with a small market team, especially one that isn't really known for basketball at all. Like, look at the Milwaukee Bucks. They don't really have a big 3. They have Giannis, who's a beast, Chris Middleton, and Drew Holiday. And Drew Holiday is great and probably a borderline all-star level player, but that's pretty much the best big 3 you can really ask for from a small market team, and that is not the best big 3, obviously, outside of Giannis. But the Pelicans legitimately have a chance to change that whole narrative, as like I said, Zion could be a potential MVP candidate a few years down the road. Ingram could, if he keeps developing and keeps getting better, he might have superstar potential, but is already an all-star level player. And then Lonzo Ball has shown tons of development, and if he keeps staying on this track, will become an all-star level player in the future. So that would be a great big 3, and maybe borderline better than what the Milwaukee Bucks do, and now all New Orleans would have to do is build a team around them. So that's the first reason why I think they shouldn't trade Lonzo, is because they would be passing up on a huge opportunity that almost no small market teams ever get to see. You never see a small market team having a great big three, maybe a good big two, but it's usually led by one very good player and then just a decent team around them, and that's what the good small market teams look like. But in this situation, they would have a legit of 3 stars and then a good team built around them, and that is a team that can win an NBA Finals. And now my second reason is going to be pretty much the reason why they want to trade him. In my opinion, is pretty dumb. As one of the main reasons Lonzo's been so many trade rumors is because there's been reports that he's going to be asking for around $20 million going into free agency this season, which is a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but I think Lonzo would be more than worth it, because if you look at other point guards around that mark of making $20 million a year, the other point guards making that, well, Lonzo is borderline better, if not already better, than all of those players. As Fred VanVleet is currently making $21 million, I would say he's a better overall player than Fred VanVleet. Malcolm Brogdon is making $21 million as well, and Malcolm Brogdon, although a very good scorer, I think Lonzo Ball brings more to the table than Malcolm Brogdon, so therefore he's a better player. And then Derek White, although he's only making $17 million, that is close enough to $20 million, and Lonzo Ball is most definitely better than Derek White. Although Derek White is a very solid, very good player, Lonzo Ball is just better than him. And if the Pelicans aren't willing to give a young, maybe star going into the future $20 million a year, that would be outrageous, because if he does become that all-star level player, that now $20 million contract that people think might be a little much for Lonzo could be an absolute steal of a contract instead. And I think it has more of a chance to be a steal of a contract than it does to not be a steal of a contract. And even say that Lonzo Ball somehow doesn't work out and the contract does end up being a bad contract, there's still going to be teams out there that want to trade for Lonzo because of his potential, and he's still very young. I think he's 22 right now, so say maybe a year down the line, maybe 2 years down the line, he's not working out and you don't want to pay him anymore, well, you can still easily trade Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball may be one of the most tradable players in the NBA right now, and that's not going to change in the next 1 to 2 years. So even if this contract doesn't work out, you could still easily get your money back with trade, getting a young guy, or even getting some picks in return. So I think for sure it would make it way more sense to sign him and re-sign him in the deadline to almost anything as long as it's not completely ridiculous. But if it's around 20 to 23 million a year, I'm paying Lonzo Ball that, because the risk way under the reward you get in that situation, because all you're risking is maybe paying someone a little bit overpriced to give you very solid play at the point guard position, and that's your only risk. But your reward is now that you're locking up your final piece to your big three that could help to lead your team to potential championships in the future. So I for sure think it would be a huge mistake if they were to trade Lonzo Ball, because there's no guarantee whatever pick or whatever player they get in that, unless they're getting an all-star point guard in return, or an all-star shooting guard, or an all-star guard in general in return for Lonzo, which I highly doubt they will get, then I don't think the trade is worth it. And also, even if they do get high picks, there's no guarantee where that pick will fall in the lottery, and there's no guarantee that who you pick will become a very good player at all. But with Lonzo, you can at least see that he could be an all-star level player if he keeps developing, and I think you cannot pass up on the opportunity to have a big three in New Orleans like they have right now, and it would just be a gigantic misstep if they were to do that. But unfortunately, guys, that's going to be for this video. So comment below, do you agree with me? Do you think that would be a huge mistake trading Lonzo? On your hard thoughts in the comment section below. And like I said earlier, if you did like the video at any point, hit the like button and subscribe button. It means the world to me. You already watched this so far, and you obviously liked the video, so please hit that like and subscribe button for more videos just like this. On your hard thoughts in the comment section below, what do you think is going to happen at the trade deadline? What trades do you want to see them make? On your hard thoughts, all of that in the comment section below. All glory to God. See you in the next video. Goodbye. Boo. Blah.